back to another video. I'm so excited because it is finally my favorite time of year, which is Christmas time. I'm freaking out because honestly, I've had a really rough few months. So the fact that it's Christmas just makes everything so much better and exciting, and there's new things to do and I get to decorate. So I'm having the best time. So as you just saw in the last clips, I made my Christmas bucket list. So if you don't know, every season, that's what I meant to say. Every season I make a bucket list. I used to just do them on my blog and like write down one line, a little list. But in the summer, I started doing these bingo bucket lists and I love it. I love to put it on my wall and they have little doodles. I'm no artist by any means, but I love having it. I love checking it off and doing those things. So I decided I was gonna do one specifically for Christmas. This is something I've done for the past 3 or 4 years now, where I'll do a Christmas bucket list because there's so many things I like to do at Christmas time, but it's easy to forget because it gets busy or you still have school and work and a lot of good stuff. So I thought I would walk you through my Christmas bucket list. And just so you know, this video is gonna be all the prepping for Christmas stuff. We're gonna be decorating, I'll show you the bucket list, and I'm gonna show you my TBR and maybe some other Christmas recommendations. But before we really get into all that, I just want to remind you that Christmas isn't about all this stuff. It's not about the sweaters, it's not about the hot chocolate, it's not about gifts, it's not about even spending time with your family. It's about Jesus, how he came to earth to free us from our sins, and we can have the joy and we can celebrate this time of year because of him. And that's something I forget a lot because I work in retail, and at Christmas time it's just chaos. And Christmas starts sooner when you're in retail. That's just the way it goes. So it's very easy to get distracted or get stressed or wonder why people are doing all this. And you have to ground yourself and remind yourself that you do this because of Jesus, because of what he did for you. I understand lots of Christians don't celebrate Christmas, and that is totally okay. But I, for one, think that we should celebrate Christmas. I think Christmas is amazing. But yeah, so let's get into the bucket list. So I really wanted to do a bow because everyone's into bows this year. I'm into bows this year. And yeah, and I don't know if you can tell there, I drew some stars on it. So I'm gonna walk you through some of the ideas. Hopefully this helps you get some ideas for your Christmas bucket list or like what you wanna do. And I would love to hear what you guys are planning on doing in the comments. So leave those for me, I'd love to see that. The first thing is a fancy hot cocoa. I recently started really liking hot chocolate, and I think it'd be fun to do like a really fancy one, whether you do like a bar and do it like with your friends, or you just make one that's just either homemade or you put lots of fun things on it or in it. That'd be super fun. Next is to take a cute photo shoot with friends. I always want to do this, but I don't, and I think it'd be fun to just try to take that time to just do a little photo shoot. The next is a Christmas candlelit reading night. This is something I had on my fall bucket list as well. And I actually started it at Christmas time a couple years ago, where I light candles, just read some Christmassy, festive books, and just, it feels so good no matter what my day was like. I can make 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes to do that, and it's great. Make an ornament. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I think it'd be fun to make an ornament, whether that's by myself, with friends, whether it's out of paper and cardboard, or like really fancy. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Look for Christmas lights. This is something that my family likes to do every year, but some years you don't get to it. So this is my reminder to like pester my family, be like, come on guys, let's go do this. Next is pick winter greenery. I think people get really sad this time of year because there's no like leaves on the trees or flowers. But I feel like if I can go and pick pine branches and like berries and all these cute things and make a bouquet, it just makes me feel better. It's like there is life even when it feels dark and dead. So use that. The next is write a little story. I'm going to be on break soon, so I'm gonna have the time to actually write, and I'm so excited about that because I love writing, but when you have schoolwork, it's hard to do that. But I would like to write a festive little Christmassy story of all the things I love. It's just something I really enjoy doing. Next is Christmas reading at Starbucks or another coffee shop. That's this one. I've never done this before, and I feel like it'd be fun to get a little holiday drink, bring one of my Christmas books that you'll see later in the video, and just have a nice little time. Next is make homemade cinnamon rolls, which again is something I talk about doing every year, but I never do, and I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to do it. Next is, okay, this is what I'm super excited about. I want to do a cheesy movie bracket. I unashamedly love cheesy Christmas movies. I know they're terrible. Like, I know they're terrible. I'm not the kind of person who thinks they're good by any means, They're awful, but I like the vibes and I think it's fun and I think they're funny. Like they're just cheesy and stupid and I like that. I think it'd be fun to do like a bracket of like ranking all of them to find the best one, which might be the worst one, but like, and I'm not planning what movies they are. They can't be a movie that I've seen before. It has to be like something random on Netflix or a Hallmark that I just put on. And we're gonna rank them and do a bracket because that sounds fun to me. Next is to catch snowflakes on my tongue. It snows where I live most holiday seasons, so hopefully it'll snow and I'll be able to just run around like a kid and catch snowflakes. The next is wrap gifts and watch Vlogmas. This time of year, people on YouTube start doing Vlogmas, and I think it's so fun. My favorite Vlogmas is Morgan Long, and she's doing it again this year. Last year, I wrapped my gifts while I was catching up on her Vlogmas videos, and it was so much fun. So I want to do that. The week I'm planning on wrapping, I'll probably like not watch any of the Vlogmas, so I can just do it all while I wrap my gifts. And it's so cozy. Next is decorate a gingerbread house. This is something also my family does almost every year, but I love it. I love it so much, and they always come out so bad, but it's really fun anyways. Next is a vintage movie night. My favorite Christmas movie, maybe my favorite movie of all time, it's up for debate, is White Christmas with Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney. I love that duo. Any shape, form, if they're in it, if they're together, I'm watching it, I'm listening to it, I love it. So I want to do a vintage movie night with like homemade popcorn and like roasted chestnuts and just like vintagey vibes. Maybe string up some like really vintage lights. Just make it a mood because it deserves it. The next thing on my list is make Victorian Christmas cards. As you'll see, I love a Victorian inspired Christmas. That is my favorite. If you didn't know, the Victorians, specifically Queen Victoria and her husband Prince Albert, brought the traditions, a lot of the Christmas traditions we know, from Germany to England and then United States. So I love Victorian Christmas, like a Little Women Christmas. And Victorian Christmas cards are bonkers. They're like everything from like dead birds to like people poisoning each other to like cute kids singing around a Christmas tree. And I think they're amazing. So I want to print them out and like mount them to cardstock and like hang them up somewhere. Because I don't have anyone who would want to receive those, but I like them and I want them in my space. The next is buy Christmas Eve gifts for people. I think that Christmas Eve, at least in my family, it's not the big present day, but I think it's something so fun about getting a gift on Christmas Eve. And I want to like make little gifts or buy little things, specifically for my siblings for Christmas Eve. Next is tie red velvet bows on everything. I want to buy some red velvet ribbon and tie bows on everything. It goes again with the Victorian meets Gen Z kid thing that I go for every year. So next is read Old Testament prophecy about Jesus. I always love digging into the Christmas story in the Bible this time of year, and I think this year I just want to like spend more time in the prophecy about Jesus because I read the story of Jesus so often, but I think it'd be really interesting to like really dig into those really like specific prophecy. Make a new holiday drink. I love fun drinks. It's my favorite thing to do. I love making drinks, and I think it'd be really fun to make something brand new for the holidays. I want to send a letter or a note every week in December. Personally, I don't send Christmas cards, my family does, but I think it'd be really fun to send letters or notes or cards to people in my life once a week in December. I think that's not too much to ask. The next is watch the Nutcracker. I used to be a dancer and I love the Nutcracker. I was in it before. I've been to see productions. I probably won't get to go see a production. If I do, that would be incredible and I want that so bad. That'd be so fun. But just watching like a movie or a filmed like production of it, I want to do that this year. Film a Christmassy day in the life. That would be for you guys. I would love to do like a whole day that's very Christmassy coded for you guys because I think it'd be really fun and I love making videos. I make them for myself like because I just enjoy it. So do something spontaneous. I didn't do a free space on this bingo card, partially because I forgot, but partially because I didn't fill out my free space for autumn because I like to have something happen that like becomes a free space. So I decided to do something spontaneous. I think that would be fun. Have a Christmas tree slumber party. I've never done this. It's like what they do in the movies. Sleeping by the Christmas tree, waiting for Santa, even though I'm an adult. So we're gonna do that. Learn about Christmas around the world. I think European specifically Christmas celebrations are fascinating, but I would love to learn like what other countries do, what foods they eat, all that stuff. I think they're really fun. Okay, this one's very like complicated. Actually it's not, but I want to like go to a store with a friend or two, buy like Christmassy treats, and then go home and make like dessert charcuterie boards. I'll put a picture of what like a dessert charcuterie board is. I think that'd be really fun. I don't know, like organizing little goodies and making them cute. The next is tea by the fire. I'm proud of that little illustration of that fireplace. Just like have a cup of tea, sit by the fire, just chill, like have a slow morning. Specifically in the morning would be great. Make weekly gratitude lists. This is something that I tried to do in the beginning of the year, do a gratitude list every single day. And that was really hard. But I want to focus on what I'm grateful for past Thanksgiving and do it every week. Once a week seems like, again, like a reasonable. Okay, this next one is really funny. I kind of came up with this on my own. I think everybody should do it. I think it's a great like Christmas party activity. And that is Hallmark movie storytelling. That to me, this is my thought process behind what this is. This is something my family does sometimes. We'll be like, oh my gosh, it sounds like a Hallmark movie. And then you come up with like all the things that happen in that movie. So, you know, Rich City Girl and all this stuff. And I think it'd be fun to play like those storytelling games where people go around the circle and each share like a little thing, but like make it Hallmarky. So, you know, you pick a setting, like it could be cowboys and you go around and do it. I don't know. It sounds fun. I think I'm explaining it badly, but yeah. And the last one is take a walk with some Christmas music playing, especially if it was snowing. So cozy, so great. So yes, that is my little holiday bucket list. Yeah, we'll start decorating now. I will be the first to tell you that your Christmas doesn't have to be extravagant. I know I have a lot of stuff here, but I want to tell you that most of this stuff is from literally Dollar Tree, okay? I've been collecting this stuff for about 2 or 3 years now, since I've been in this house, in this room. And so I want to show you some of the things and how you can do a really cute room really cheap. And you can just spend like a few dollars every year, add a little bit to it, especially if you don't have your own house or your own like apartment, you just have a bedroom. Even if you share a bedroom, these are some of my favorite things. So the first is Dollar Tree Christmas trees. They come in a box like this. They go fast. So if you do want one, you should get one pretty soon. They're these little trees. It's a little bent because it's been in storage. And then they have these ties. They're the same material. And you just tie them on and make it a little fuller. So that's like $1.75. And then the lights, I have Dollar Tree lights, but I don't like them. But I might try to utilize them in some way. They're very like bright white. And I like warm lighting personally. So I got these from Target. Something else stuck to there. I did get them a few years ago. You can see them. I do change the batteries like once or twice a season because they are not perfection. But I got them these warm white LED LED dewdrop lights. So I like these. So I have 2 of those trees. And then I have, for decorations on the trees, I have these little jingle bells, which I think don't really use them actually. And then I have all these ornaments, which again are from Dollar Tree. I think I got them in, there's like a box of red and a box of gold, and they're like, you know, $1.25 a piece. Some other things I have these tree skirts. I got them at Hobby Lobby for probably like $2 a piece. I also have this star, which is from Hobby Lobby, which I think is also like $2 or $3. I actually don't know, but I have that. And then I have that for one tree, and the other tree I just tie a bow on it. This year, since I'm going to be getting some red ribbon, I'm going to tie a red ribbon bow on top of it. But I always do a bow on one of the trees. Then I have this like garland, and this is also from the dollar store. And it's quite a bit. There's more somewhere around here. Then another decoration that I love is, this is dried orange garland. You literally just dry them, string them to twine with like a plastic needle if you have one. And yeah, I've had this for 2 years and it's still in great condition. It's so cute, very Victorian, if that's the look you're going for like I am. A few other things that I got from like the dollar store. I have this little deer candle holder. I have this flocked bottle brush tree. And I have this little wooden sled, which gives like Jack and Jill, Louisa May Alcott vibes, which is why I got it. I also, for the trees, I have these are berry picks from the dollar store that I cut so I can stick into the trees. Let's see. Oh yes, I have gingerbread ornaments, which are also from Hobby Lobby. Again, they're like, I don't know, $4 or $5. And these, again, not all this stuff was bought in 1 year. A bunch of it was, but then like I've been adding to it since that first year. Another thing, I have this like literally DIY'd when I was like 12, I don't know, little fake snow globe thing. I have this, which is a star somebody got me when they went to Germany, a friend. Actually, like it, you'll see it. And then I have some ornaments that, this one, I put them on my bookshelf, by the way. This one's from the dollar store. Again, $1.25. And then this one was gifted to me by a friend. I also have a couple more decorations. This is nice, high quality gingerbread house. My mom thrifted years ago and doesn't use anymore, so I use it because I love it. And then I also have, I bought a candle this year. It's called Tree Trimming. It smells like a fresh cut pine. I like to have a candle every year. I try not to buy one every year, but mine ran out, so I need to do that. And then I use things all year round, but specifically certain ones for Christmas, such as I have this lovely thrifted candle holder, so I love to use this for Christmas. I have also more fairy lights. They're on my bed, but I leave them up year round. And then my final little decorating tip for you, actually I have two. One is books. If you have any books that are your Christmas color scheme, whether that's red and green, whether you like pink, whether you like blue, whatever your like Christmas aesthetic is, look at your books and see if they fit. Look to see if you have any holiday books. Those can be amazing. Also, I use library books. If I get library books, I always get like a bunch for the holidays. And so I'll get them all like in November so that I have them, so that I don't have to wait for them. And I use them for decorating. So that's a really fun thing. And I also use records for decorating. I think I have 3 Christmas records. And they're all very cute, so I will use them. I don't think I bought a single one. I think they were all gifted to me, like by people who were getting rid of them. So those are my little decorating tips and tricks. And yeah, we'll just get into it a little more. Oh, I have another tip. Use clothing. So if I wasn't going to be wearing the sweater all the time, but I thought it was cute, but maybe it was itchy, I might hang it over a chair or something and just add that little Christmassy touch. So those are my top tips for how to decorate on a budget, especially if you share a space or you just have your own little room that's tiny. So yeah. wouldn't be Christmas without any books. That is my personal opinion on what I like to spend my time doing during Christmas and winter break. I love to read. So I'm going to be sharing with you my my Christmas TBR and some Christmas book recommendations. So we will start with my TBR and then we'll get into the recommendations. So the first of many books on my TBR is Nutcracked by Susan Adrian. And this is a Nutcracker retelling. I don't really know much about it. I think a girl gets pulled into the Nutcracker, the ballet. So yeah, it's a middle grade. It looks small. By the way, every book on my TBR, unless I say otherwise, I've not read yet, so I cannot fully recommend. So these are just things I'm planning on reading. I don't know if they're good, so take that with a grain of salt. The next book on my list is one that I believe has been adapted. It's very popular. I think there are 3 books. So if I finish this and love it, maybe I'll get the other books if I can get them. It can be really hard to access holiday books, so definitely try to get them early if you can. So this is A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig, who wrote The Midnight Library, I believe. And it's about this boy who eventually becomes Santa Claus as he grows up. And this is like very well loved. So I'm excited for that. Again, it's middle grade, short. You can definitely read it in a couple days. The next book on my TBR is Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. So these are letters and cards that Tolkien wrote to his children as Santa Claus. And I think it's so beautiful. And I think it's going to be so interesting and like whimsical and fun to read. So I'm excited to like dabble in this throughout the holiday season. And then I have some books that I want to read that I don't have with me right now. They're coming to me from my library. So I'm just gonna share those. There's 4 on my list. The first one I don't think I'm gonna be able to get because I'm 13th in line out of 19 people. And this is Christmas at Hogwarts. This was released this year. It's a Harry Potter Christmas book. I actually don't know what it is, but I saw it and I was like, that looks right up my alley. So I'm probably not going to be getting that. But if you do have access to it, or if you want to buy yourself a book, it looks like a gorgeous book. Might be worth it. Next book on my list is Christmas at Sugar Plum Manor. This is also a Nutcracker retelling. I think it's historical, and I think it's set in England, but it may not be. And it's a Christian historical fantasy romance. I believe I was looking at like Christian Christmas books because I just wanted to incorporate some of that. The next book is a Christian Christmas romance, and it's called Christmas at Sugar Plum Manor. From what I understand, it's like a Hallmarky type of book. But it's set on Prince Edward Island, and like the guy, he bakes and she's from the big city. It's very, typical plot, but I think it might be fun to read that. And then I have, of course, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I was planning a few years ago that I was going to read this every year, but last year I didn't really want to read it. But this year I think I'm going to try to read it again. So I also have a couple more books on my TBR that I have in person. These are books I own and books that I like to visit every year. So these are like my top recommendations. I'll actually start from the bottom and work my way up to my favorite. So the first is Home for the Holidays by Heather Roll Frederick. This is in the Mother-Daughter Book Club series, which I have right here. I think it's the 5th book in the series. And the girls are reading Betsy Tacy, and they are all doing different things for Christmas. One is like on a cruise, one is with family in California, one is like in like a hotel, a fancy like ski resort hotel in New Hampshire, and one's at home in Concord, Massachusetts. And it's so fun. It's about friendship and first love and all that stuff. It's also great if you live somewhere that doesn't snow and you want to see a romanticized version of what your Christmas might look like, because there are lots of like Christmas without snow in this book. The next book is not necessarily one you're going to read, but I adore this book. It's amazing. I'm slapping it right now. That book is Baking for the Holidays by, I think it's Sarah Kiefer. Is this pronounced Kiefer? I don't know. But she is one of my favorite cookbook authors of all time. And this is my favorite of her cookbooks. This is Christmas and holiday inspired recipes. We have sections for so many different things. There's a section for morning breads and pastries, like things to make on Christmas morning, holiday desserts, gift giving, like things that you can bake or cook to give to people. Beyond Christmas, these are things that like you can make after Christmas time, and there's a bunch of bonus things. And first of all, her pictures are lovely. Like, I just love them so much. Her recipes are delicious, very easy to follow. I feel like I keep coming across like pictures of just brown. There are some really beautiful pictures. Trust me. Like this peppermint bark. And one thing I also love about all of Sarah's cookbooks is she incorporates literature kind of subtly. So she will reference how something reminds her of The Hobbit or Little Women, and then every chapter in all of her cookbooks that I've accessed to, I've read all of them except for her newest one. I have a book quote. So this one has one from Little Women. It says, "The rooms were very still while the pages were softly turned, and the winter sunshine crept in to touch the bright heads and serious faces with a Christmas greeting." So I love this cookbook. Highly would recommend this for all your holiday baking needs. It's perfect. And then we come to my favorite Christmas book of all time, I think. Yeah, there's no other Christmas book that is quite like this book. This book I have gotten from the library the past few years, and I'd always make sure I would get it like super early, like middle of November, just to make sure I could get it. And then I would keep it through all of Christmas so no one else could ever get it, because that's how much I loved it. So I decided I should let someone else have a chance this year, and so I bought myself a copy. Normally it's hardcover, but the hardcover wasn't going to come until like December 3rd, and I was like, no, I need it December 1st. So I bought the paperback, and hopefully eventually I will get the hardcover because, like I said, I love it very much. But this book is A Vintage Christmas. It's published by Thomas Nelson, which is a Christian publishing company, in case you were not aware. And it has short stories and poetry from classic authors. Ugh, I love to read like one of these every day in December. They are so cozy, they're so vintage, they're so Christmassy, they're so full of faith and hope and joy. There are stories from Louisa May Alcott, which those ones make me cry. We have ones from Ellen Montgomery, Charles Dickens, Harriet Beecher Stowe. I'm flipping through to see William Dean Howells. I don't know who that is. Kate Douglas Wiggin. We have stories from, there's something from Mark Twain in here. Ralph Henry Barber, I don't know who that is, but I remember I loved his story. And then there's also poetry. We have Longfellow and Wordsworth, I think, and Anne Bronte, and Tennyson, and Thackeray, and Christina Rossetti, and just so many amazing authors. So I would just highly recommend you pick this up. If there's one book you pick up this Christmas, I would say make it this one. Ugh, it's got everything you could want. It's just it's so wonderful. My favorite story in it, in case you were wondering, is A Country Christmas by Louisa May Alcott, and my favorite poem in it is A Christmas Carol by Anne Bronte. So those are my favorites of that. So those are my TBR, and now I'm going to go into some recommendations. These are books I'm not personally going to be reading this Christmas, but I think are amazing and that you should read them. The first is actually, I am reading it, but it'll be done by Christmas, and that is Little Women. Obviously, Little Women has a lot to do with Christmas. There are at least 4 Little Women Christmas chapters. So I would highly recommend reading this. If you haven't, this is a great time for you to do it. When you have a few weeks off, make that time, sit by the fire, read Little Women. You won't regret it. The next book on my list is very similar vein to Little Women, and that is the Louisa May Alcott Christmas Treasury. That has some stories that are in here. It has so the chapters, Christmas chapters that are in here. It has some poetry, all short stories that she wrote, and they're so beautiful and comforting. I'm not reading it this year because I've read it like many times. So I decided to pick up different books instead. The next book is also kind of similar. It's called Christmas with Anne, and it's Ellen Montgomery Christmas stories, and those are also so amazing. Love them so much. Next is a middle grade. It's called The 12 Dares of Krista by Marissa Burt, and it's a middle grade story. This girl goes to Europe with her mom over Christmas, and it's kind of unbelievable, but if you like European travel, super decadent lifestyle, very Christmassy everything, Christmas markets and ugly Christmas sweaters and beautiful food descriptions and, you know, Paris and stuff. You will love this book. I love this book. And then I have 2 books that are set in December but aren't necessarily Christmas books. These are great if you are tired of Christmas books, or these could be really fun books to read the week after Christmas into New Year's. You can even ask for these for Christmas. The first, they're both fantasy. The first is called Gilded Girl by Alyssa Coleman, and it's about this girl who goes to this magic school in New York City, and they use crystals to like become their like magic source power, and they like ignite, and December is the month where they like ignite. But there's also this like discrepancy where people who aren't born into these like magic bearing families aren't allowed to bear magic, even though they physically can. So it sounds more dramatic than it is. It's middle grade. It's so sweet. It's cozy. There's a cat named Figgy Pudding. I mean, it's Christmassy. Come on. And then the last one is Lost Frost Girl, and I don't remember the author's name, but it's about this girl who finds out that her father is Jack Frost. And this takes place, I believe, like in November through December. And there's like woodland creatures, and it's very cozy, very wintry. So yeah, so those are my TBR and recommendations. So at the time I'm filming this, tomorrow is the 1st of December, which is very, very exciting. So I thought I would show you a few more things, Christmassy things that I've got out or I've received that are gonna just finish off this prepping for Christmas. So first I want to show you my Christmas sweaters. I've collected these through the years. I haven't gotten any this year, but thought I would show them to you. So first is the one that I was wearing at the beginning of this video. It's this Fair Isle cardigan, and it's from Old Navy. I got it on clearance a couple years ago. It's like $8. And I know they do sweaters like this every year, so if you are interested, they do. I believe they have them. The next is, this was thrifted a long time ago. It's this pug sweater. It's very long. It's like an adult large or something. Yeah, it's an extra large. But I love to wear like a sweater over leggings. I don't know why, I just love a big Christmas sweater, especially you can wear it to work, you can wear it pretty much all season long, and they're so cozy and they're silly. So the next one is this Peanuts one. It's so thick. It is from Five Below, actually. I think I got it for $10, and it's such a high quality sweater. I was shocked. I don't know if they carry them this year, but I do love it. And then I have this one, which is also thrifted. Actually, I don't know if it was thrifted. I actually took it from my dad, so I don't know. But this is a very basic Christmas sweater. Another thing that I got that I'm excited about, it's very festive. So for some reason, there's somebody who gets their magazines accidentally shipped to our house, and we don't know who this person is, like no clue who this person is. So it's not like we could even bring them to them. And lately we've been getting their magnolia. So I have this Christmas magnolia. Magnolia is stunning. And it's not just home stuff, it's lifestyle, there's recipes. It's just such a great magazine, so much interesting stuff. And then if I don't decide to keep it, I can cut it up for my scrapbook. It's just a stunning magazine. So yes, I think you can buy them individually, like at different stores or bookstores. So that's awesome. And then the final thing, I'm so excited about this. I've always wanted to do an advent calendar, but when I was a kid, I just didn't have like the money to do it. And we always had like our family advent calendar. That's like little felt things. But this year I decided, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself an advent calendar. So I bought myself the English Tea Shop advent calendar. This is 25 days of tea. It's organic loose leaf in like the pyramid tea bags. I'm really excited. It has the flavors like on the back, so you can get spoilers, but you don't know what day they're gonna be in, and it's a mix of herbal teas, black teas, and green teas. I think there's maybe a white tea. Me just literally reading it. All the ingredients are on it. That's why they tell you what's on, because for allergies or whatever. Let's just open this up. Tomorrow is December 1st, so I'm gonna be opening it every day. I'm so excited. There's just something so fun about the idea of an advent calendar. Something to just keep you excited for Christmas. And obviously, of course, you don't need an advent calendar to celebrate Christmas or get excited for Christmas. But I just thought it was something fun that I could treat myself to. So here's how the paper. It smells like a tea drawer where like all the random scents are mixed together. I just want to see. Okay, yeah, so they're in little boxes that tell you kind, and also it's a puzzle, so you can like do these different designs, I guess. Is that correct? Yes, I think that's correct. So yeah, those are my little Christmas acquisitions. So thank you so much for watching this prepping for Christmas video. I hope you have a great time getting your house, your life ready for Christmas. I hope you prepare room in your hearts for Jesus this Christmas. And I'm going to see you very soon in another festive video. So bye!